Hello everyone, Redsup here. Welcome back to another tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you guys the good graphic and visual settings in Ghost Recon Breakpoint 2024. But before we go into the video, if you're new here, consider subscribing for more videos like this. Now let's get to it. Alright, when we are in the game, obviously we're going to go directly into our settings, which is here. And then we're going to go ahead and go into interface. Now, this interface options, obviously, if you want to enjoy the sceneries that this game has to offer, the graphics and all that kind of stuff, I would suggest you guys to turn most of these off so you don't see the pop-up text, icon gameplays and all that kind of stuff for your screen and the game. Obviously it's going to be kind of like annoying, like this one, calling reinforcements and stuff like that. If you want to, obviously you can go ahead and change these off and turn it off, obviously, and enjoy those very beautiful graphics and sceneries that the game has to offer. If not, it's up to you. For gameplay section, the only important option I would like to let you guys know, it's the camera distance. If you have it close to your character, like this, obviously, if you have it close to your character, the screen cannot see like the objects on my right side, left side, back unless I move it, and because of that it doesn't need to render those objects and meshes like that. But if you change it to far distance like this, obviously if you go back to in game, the screen is going to go all the way back a bit, and as you can see, it might have a bit impact on your FPS, like taking 5 FPS from your game, but I don't think it does change that much from your FPS. So that's very important to know. I wanted to let you guys know just in case if you guys didn't know it. We're gonna skip the keyboard, mouse, controller, audio and all that kind of stuff. Obviously today it's not going to be about them, it's going to be about the video settings and visual settings that we want to change. Window mode, I would say keep it on full screen just to have the most refresh rate out of your game, which is this one obviously for me. Put it on the maximum that you have, very nice. For aspect ratio, it's up to you. Resolution, highest one that you have, obviously. For texture quality, from here I would say that if you're one of those guys that have low-end medium PCs, then obviously go for low or medium. As you can see, it also takes way much of your VRAM usage if you use this setting on very ultra settings and high settings. So I would personally keep it on medium or high, which is I think the best option to do. If you're running a better PC, obviously you can go for high, which I would go for. Obviously, as you can see, I have it on high. That's the setting I would go for. Resolution scaling 100%. If you go high or lower than this, your textures might get broken and look very strange. HDR, I have it on off. Anti-aliasing, I have it on. As you can see, what it does is basically makes your image quality and the objects, meshes and stuff like that more smoother. I would like to say as well that it keep those objects and meshes edges like in place, not out of place like this. But if you turn it on, it's going to go in place and look way much better. Temporal injection, I have it off. I don't know what it does, it's kind of useless for me. Extended FOV, it's up to you. Sharpening, if you have this fidelity FX sharpening option available for you, I would suggest going for it, because as it says, obviously it sharpens the textures on every scenery, increasing the level of detail on low contrast parts of it. So if you have this option, I would suggest turning this on and keeping the sharpening intensity at 20 or at least 50. It's up to you. Image calibration, I have the brightness 60, contrast 20, gamma 50. Obviously it's up to you, you can go ahead and change with these, it's your personal preference. From here, now we are in the advanced settings for custom presets and stuff like that. Like I said before, if you're running low-end, medium, or at least a decent PC, I would suggest keeping this preset on for all of these settings on high or medium, which is quite nice, and it doesn't change or have any much effect on that, and it doesn't actually use that much of your VRAM usage for high and medium settings. So I would personally keep it on high if you want to, which obviously it changes every single settings under that preset to the high settings. But if you don't want to use this and you want the custom one, obviously for myself, ambient occlusion, I would say keeping it on high, sorry. Level of detail, I would also say to keep it on medium for this one. Anisotropic filtering, if your PC has 16 option, if it doesn't, go for 18. Screen space shadows, I would turn this on. Honestly, it makes the edges of objects, meshes look cooler with those shadows in the background, so I keep it on. Terrain quality, I would suggest keeping this on medium. Doesn't change that much, and it takes more FPS from your game. Grass quality, I would suggest keeping this on high. You have the least effect on the flowers and kind of stuff around you. You don't have to go higher than that, you don't have to go lower than that. Obviously it looks very bad, so I would suggest keeping it on high, which is the best. Screen space reflections, I would keep this on low. It doesn't do anything and it takes VRAM from your PC. Sun shadows, I would keep this on medium. Cloth simulation quality, I would keep this on high. If you want your level of detail and physics calculation speed for your fabrics in the game and stuff, then obviously, as it says, I would keep it on high. For motion blur, I have it on off. Bloom, I have it on off as well, since I use reshade in the game and I don't use the bloom of the game itself because it makes the lights very bright and it's kind of annoying for me, so I keep it on off. But obviously if you're running the game without any reshade mods, then obviously go for bloom option. Subsurface scattering, I have this on very high for some reason, but it doesn't change that much. At least I would keep it on the same or high at least. Long range shadows, I would keep this on low as well. It doesn't change anything. You can see a bit that some of the shadows will pop up in the distance, which doesn't change that much. It's fine for me. So for you guys, I would suggest keeping it on low as well. Volumetric fog, I would suggest you guys keeping it on high or medium depending on your PC. Like I said before, if you're running a decent PC, I would suggest high. If not, I would suggest medium. But for me, I would suggest high, obviously, since my PC can handle it. For fog background blur, it's up to you. It doesn't change that much. If you want to see the fog in the background in the distance, like a bit blurry, and make it harder for you to see in the distance, then you can turn this on. If not, just turn it off, and it might actually give you a bit of FPS boost for your game. Ultra wide multi-monitor HUD, obviously fit to display. If you have different resolution stuff and it's messing with you, you can try fixed aspect or auto for your display settings. That was the end of the video, everyone. I hope this video was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials like this. See you guys in the next video.